Hi travelers, Tara here, Hiddenlotus Tarot, and today is September 15th, 2016. The first thing I want to apologize for not posting a video yesterday. I'm working on some new certifications and I was way behind in the homework that I had to get done. So what I'm going to bring you today is two spreads. The first spread I'm going to be using the Marsel Tarot. And then I put my cards out last night. I always do this before the full moon to try to give them a full moon bath and reset the energy on the cards. And the stinking weatherman didn't say nothing about no rain. I had them in Ziploc bags. Word, do not purchase dollar store Ziploc bags if you want to keep something dry. The actual Ziploc bags kept my cards dry. The dollar store bags did not. So that means my brand new deck of Sibilas got wet. And also my Radiant White deck. So I pulled out my old Rider-Waite tarot deck. And so I'll be using this one. I have my old Sibila card deck here. And I was just about to burn these, believe it or not. And I also have my Neapolitans here. They did not get wet either. So, you know, what are you going to do? It was like pulling teeth trying to get a new Sibila deck from, what do you call that place? Llewellyn.com. So anyway, I'm going to be bringing you two spreads today. They're going to be quick spreads, and we're going to call this reading the T-2-1 eclipse reading. And tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to wake up on the eclipse looking 20 years younger or what. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, I've done some pre-shuffling of the cards, just asking, you know, to show us something, and perhaps the cards can perhaps give us a little bit of counsel and comfort and respite. It's a very strange energy, particularly with the retrogrades. So the first card that fell out of the Marsel deck is the Four of Wands. And to me, this is speaking of not only having a stable foundation, but just basically having stability in those things that you're doing or trying to achieve some stability. This could be mental stability, emotional stability, financial stability, just having some stability. This is also known as the home card. So some of you may be struggling with issues in your home life, you know, surrounding your children, or maybe you need work done on your house, and you're trying to figure out what it is that you need to do. And of course, you know, we have this Mercury retrograde, and people say, you know, the astrologers tell you, you know, it's not a good time to start anything. And this is true. And the reason why is because most of the time you don't have all of the information that you need in order to make the most effective decision. But yet life goes on. You can't stop doing something or not do something because, you know, a planet's in retrograde. Just be aware that if you have to make a decision right now during the Mercury retrograde, you may have to go back and revisit that, re-sign documents, or renegotiate something. So, you know, try to have a plan B, C, A, B, C, and D in your pocket. So we're going to go ahead and pull 9 cards and see how this Four of Wands relates to what the spread's talking about. Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords. Now that came out reversed, and I don't normally read reverse cards, so I'm going to assume that this has something to do with some form of communication or lack thereof. Judgment. And this is exactly probably what I was talking about, in the sense that you don't have all of the information that you need to make a decision. Now, we could say off the bat that this is a water sign female. And if it's not a water sign female, then this is someone who perhaps embodies those qualities of a water sign female. Someone who's soft, empathic, kind and loving, generous. I have the Eight of Swords, and this is shown up reversed. Knight of Pentacles. Now these two knights, well, look at that. They're head to head. So this could literally be about some type of argument or some type of negotiation that's not saying eye to eye on it. Six of Cups under the Judgment. Page of Pentacles reversed. The Seven of Swords reversed. And then there's the Hanged Man, and he is not reversed. That Neptune energy. And under the deck, I have the Nine of Swords reversed. Like I said, I don't read reverse cards, but they're coming out reversed for a reason. This was the only deck I did not put out in the moon. Now, if I'm looking at all of these, and particularly these reversed swords here, and really that's 1, 2, 3, 4 reversed swords. So really this is perhaps all about communication. Not only communication, but perhaps being able to trust the information that you're getting or that you're receiving. It could also be about, you know, whether or not you should trust your intuition. Now, the Knight of Swords, what is in the center is the Knight of Pentacles. And this is, could be related to an earth sign. But it also could be simply some kind of message or news coming in. Let me read to you. I got some new glasses and I'm having a hard time getting adjusted to them. So bear with me a second, please. Because the knights in this deck, and there are two knights and one page. So and with the swords, I would indeed say that this has something to do with some type of communications or negotiations. Something perhaps where someone presented something really, I don't want to say from the heart, but that could be it as well. Presented something that I think that they were sincere in, perhaps, and perhaps it being misunderstood, or you've sent out some information and you're waiting for a decision to come in. Now, in the center, we have the Knight of Coins. And what this says is it's a productive expression of creativity. In other words, this person is really focused on something. They have a clear goal in sight. And I could say with this Six of Cups, this clear goal, this card is called, I think, the Harmony card, where every person and every part is in its place. It is a harmonious energy. And I could say that this is knowing what you want, and having the, how do I want to put it? You know, and advancing towards it, you know, not being stopped or not being thwarted or not being hindered either by outside influences, other people, or even your own fears. It's knowing exactly what you want and trying to move towards that. Now, if we want to apply the meaning of the Rider-Waite deck to this Knight of Pentacles, we know that this is the slowest knight in the deck. So this is someone who is slowly but surely advancing towards their goal, and they know exactly what it is. Now, excuse me, in having this Knight of Pentacles show up underneath the reverse Knight of Swords, this is speaking to here someone trying to force their own misguided views. And this is perhaps why we have the Judgment here. So this is dealing with someone, and if this is you, then what you're doing, even though you have a clear goal in sight, you may be trying to force your objectives on how it should be done on another person. And this has caused some, in a sense, it kind of reads like a delay, but not really. It requires some thought, waiting to get the other information in. It says trying to force one's misguided views or insisting on a wrong direction, which, I mean, he's upside down. Uh-oh. He's upside down. And what's interesting is this card. No, that's the wrong card. Sorry. I keep thinking it's a sword. So many swords in here. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. So we can see that either this person is either trying to force an issue and maybe not having all of the information. So that's not why it's being received, this issue, whatever it is, it's not being received in the manner that you would like it to be. So there's a determination either for you to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out what it is you should do or should not do. Or it could be that you're waiting for someone else's approval or whatever their answer may be. Now, is that the 8? The 8 of Swords, it says putting up defenses and shields, a psychological defense. It's a need to be totally in control and a well-guarded treasure. Okay, but it speaks to entering someone's domain with permission. So it's kind of like saying that whatever this situation is, it is something where it was agreed upon and there was some type of agreement on it, entering one's domain with permission. But yet, I can't figure out who's trying to force what, or why it is that the information is not being received, or why it is that there are blocks and psychological defenses being put up. And it could just be because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. As we can see here, there's the Hanged Man, and you have Judgment and the Hanged Man. And so it could very well be that, you know, if you're sitting still, a stagnant situation, and trying to find some stability, then perhaps this is what you need to be doing. The 8 of Swords reversed, I just read that. So then we move to the Knight of Coins. And the Knight of Coins is, again, as I say, moving with, you know, going in a practical direction, just taking your time step by step and going ahead and doing whatever it is you want to do anyway. Oh, now I read the wrong thing. The 9 of Cups is the Harmony card. The 6 of Cups is continuity, a long-term relationship, repetition between different generations in the family, and a stable personal alliance. So to me, in other words, what this is saying is that even though there may be some misguided ideas or misguided steps, or someone trying to remain in control and focus and trying to woo someone over to their side, there is still some type of stability in whatever this situation is representing here. You know, if this is a familial issue or a work issue, it very well could be, because I do have the coins here. So this could be perhaps you putting forth some kind of, trying to put forth some type of, or you put forth a project and you've really been gung-ho about it and you're trying to get everybody on board, but it's like your message is just not getting through, or they're not receiving it, or nobody understands what the whole thing is all about. But that nevertheless, there is still some type of, I want to say, alliance. There's still some type of will or ability to still kind of work together. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Now, the Page of Coins, which is interesting because it says it's a lack of clear purpose. So someone is thinking in terms of past achievements. And when they're doing this, they're missing the present opportunities that are coming up. So really, it kind of reads as though two people working at cross purposes. Obviously, with all of the reverse swords, communication is either non-existent or it's just very, very confusing at this time. Now, I have the Seven of Swords here. And in this deck, the Seven of Swords does not speak of any type of deception. What it says is that, and it's reversed, it says a narrow and over-concentrated vision, investing one's efforts and resources in a lost cause. So even though it's like all of a sudden here in with the Knight in the center, with all of the miscommunications or the miscues or trying to get your point across or trying to woo someone over to your side, it's as if the cards are saying, well, in a sense, it really doesn't matter, because if you stay focused, you can still move towards your whatever it is, your goal that you're trying to achieve. Now, we see that there's going to be some, this may require a sacrifice. This may require saying things to people that, you've already said some things, but it may not necessarily coming back to clarify anything that you're saying. It could just be that you're going to have to just maybe stand in your own truth. And if that means that you are unable to budge, because you have to be true to yourself. If you are unable to budge on your perspective, some people may not like that. But in a sense, it's like even though there's all of this confusion around, that there's still the ability for you to move towards your goal. And the Hanged Man just says, you're going to have to look at it. Maybe you've got to go back to the drawing board and tweak something. This is, to me, really heavy Mercury retrograde energy. All kinds of crazy things happen. I ran over my phone with my Jeep. Transportation meets communication. And those are the things that Mercury represents. So, but my phone still works, believe it or not. Thank God, OtterBox. But it's just, it's a time, I think, of upheaval. I think it's a time of change for people. I think people are trying to get across to those that are important to them or that they deal with in an everyday experience what it is that they're trying to do. And it's like nobody understands what you're trying to do. And the other people have things that they're trying to do, and nobody understands those either. So really, it just kind of speaks to a time of confusion. But at the same time, out of this confusion, you're going to be able to move towards your goal. Now, we have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords here. And this is, in the reverse, it says losing against a stronger opponent. Sloppiness, imperfect preparations for a challenge. So, in other words, you may be defeated in whatever this thing is, in one respect. But if you can view the challenges of the situation, if you can go back over it and look at it from a different perspective, eventually this will right itself. And what may seem like a loss at this particular point may actually turn out to be a gain. Out of curiosity, I just want to see what's underneath here. We have a King of Swords, and this is someone who's actually getting, their thinking is becoming clear. They're back, they're righted up, and they are ready to face the new challenges. So in a sense, it kind of appears like this is just a momentary I don't even know the word that I'm looking for. And perhaps it feels so odd because you feel as though you're stuck in time. This can speak to stagnation. And so it's like you're kind of waiting and holding your breath before you're able to make that move. And indeed, for some of us, we are going to have to accept defeat in order to move on. It makes absolutely no sense to continue to, like this card says, continue to be looking at your past achievements and trying to compare what could be coming up to what happened in the past. The only thing you can do is take the wisdom that you've learned from this particular, whatever this past achievement is, um, and recognize that really, there's a few things that you can take, but if it was something that was not positive, um, just kind of forget about it and move along. I hope that made some kind of sense to you guys. It's kind of an odd spread, but as I say, the eclipse energy is really quite strange. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look here and see what message that the writer Waite wants to give to us. By the way, today's going to be the last day of my special. It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm going to be persona non grata. I'm going to go somewhere and drink me some, what do you call them? Strawberry daiquiris, some sushi. I haven't had sushi in a long time. These two cards wanted to present themselves. Page of Cups and the Five of Wands. For those of you who got readings with me on Saturday, I won't be so hungover that I can't get it done. Holy moly. Got a friend that I haven't seen in a long time is going to be taking me out for dinner and a movie. And I got to decide whether I want to see a chick flick or the new Magnificent Seven. It's one of my favorite. I don't like Westerns, but that's one of my favorites. And it's a great cast in the remake. So we'll just see how that works. I got Denzel Washington playing Yul Brynner's role. Awesome. That movie is actually based on a Japanese film from the 50s called Seven Samurai, which is also one of my favorites. Very, very good movie. Okay. I love Japanese movies, the samurai, and any kind of kung fu. All right, here we go. Let's see what message that the Rider Waite wants to leave us with before this eclipse. Well, now that's twice the Seven of Swords has shown up. This one has come reversed. Oh, look at that. And the Two of Wands. Well, well, well. Now, we know that normally the Seven of Swords in this deck speaks to lying, cheating, deception of some sort. And it's upright. But in its reverse, someone is beginning to see the truth of a situation. There was a deception perpetrated here. And the swords in this card, what they're saying, we know that this is either someone lied through communication. It could have been an email or a text message, or for some it may have been face-to-face arguments and disagreements. And we can see that this deception perhaps did have to do with, obviously, it's outside influences. But what I'm kind of picking up that there may have been a third party in the situation, and I say that because of this card. And this was somebody lying about perhaps their present status, because this is the line here. And with the ace, I would say this is true. But now the person is looking back over that. They are gaining some clarity on what it is that they did. Now, whenever I see Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Devil, I've said this before, this can sometimes indicate someone who might have a predilection for child pornography or pedophilia. That's one. And I do have, this could sometimes be interpreted as children. And perhaps some of you have decided to walk away. I see you walking away with your prize here. Maybe you've just left someone because you've just discovered that this person has this predilection. It is something that they have tried to keep separate, that they've hidden for quite a long time, but now the truth has been revealed. This is quite an interesting spread. I was not expecting to see this. Now, if this is not the case, then what I'm looking at is an offer coming through for someone. But there's something or someone wants to have control over something. Maybe they didn't put forth the offer, someone else put it forth to them and they wanted to do it themselves. Because as you can see, I have this between the two pages. So it could be juvenile. You know, I don't really understand what the two pages with this. It's like one offer came in, but it was a deceptive offer, but someone realizes the truth of it. And that truth is the ace that they received. To me, this page is holding the Ace of Pentacles. Now, this way, it could be saying that someone has been lying about wanting to be alone. Okay. But their reasons for doing so are quite I think they feel limited in one sense, like maybe they've been lying to themselves. Maybe this is speaking to someone who's been alone by themselves for a long, long time, and through some lie or deception. You see, that's why the Hermit goes in, because the Hermit goes in to seek the truth about themselves. And maybe what they're getting is that they've been lying to themselves all along. They themselves have been the ones limiting themselves, their own thoughts. Let's pull some Sabilas on this, because the Hermit comes with the Star. And what it says to me is that there is some clarity that comes around this situation. And whatever this clarity is, this could be, let's say, for instance, this could be a job offer. Maybe there's been a job offer and there were, I don't know, a bunch of negotiations or something that didn't quite go right. So you've had to take a step back from that. And in taking a step back, you've been able to review and look over some things and find out perhaps in the document itself that there were some things in it that you weren't even aware of. Someone was trying to trick you. This is going to make you walk away from the table. And you're going to have to review your options. This is really an odd spread. And of all the things to show up reversed, it's the Seven of Swords, which speaks to some type of deception or untruth being exposed. Being exposed. See, someone is naked. They've been exposed now. And, you know, it keeps kind of reading like there's a sexual component to this. Let's pull some Sibilas and see. I mean, this could literally, if this has to do with you finding out that you've been, you know, somebody, you've been with somebody, you got with somebody, and you turned out they had a predilection for children, you like taking your kid and going, I'm out of there, which would be the right thing to do. I feel that this person feels very isolated and very caught up in their own demons, their own demons. If this is not about a sexual predator, then this is someone who still, whenever I see these two cards, it speaks to power and control, perhaps sexual manipulation, but someone who really has a desire to go forward, but there's something not right with this. There's been some deception perpetrated here. One that has caused a bunch of arguments and a split. And someone walking away. I mean, they're looking at the devil. They have vanquished whatever those things are. If this was a third party in the situation, it's been found out. And indeed, it's like a gift. You know, the person's getting the message that you booking on. But I think this is, because this ace is related to this 2. So in one respect, it's like the cards are saying, yes, you do need to stop and pause a moment before you move forward. You have options, you have choices. And perhaps this is why the star has come out, because it's giving you the clarity of thought that you're going to need to really move forward. I'm just very perplexed by this line. This is such a, this whole line, just, it kind of speaks to someone lying to themselves about what it is they truly want and why it is that they want it. It is an opposition. Yeah, I want it. No, I don't want it. And I don't get that this is like a Neptune transit. I think this is something on a deeper level. With the Hermit, the Star, and the Devil, this is some kind of spiritual issue. This speaks to a new spiritual journey. And so it could be with this page here that through some kind of offer that has come, someone is on a mission, or they've received the message now that they need to work on whatever their limitations are, because it's been causing a lot of problems. This is an odd spread. I don't even know what to make of it. We're going to put that. That's the first card I want to look at. And I have something to do with a deception around a gift, or perhaps an offer. The Vedevil has come out upside down. Now, this is someone, normally the Vedevil is someone who's chained to their past, okay? Who can't get past their past. They're sad, they're lonely, they feel abandoned. And we're looking at these gifts as if someone is missing some type of gift or something from the past. But now the card shows up reversed, which is kind of odd, because what it's saying is that maybe there was some deception concerning this, but now the person has turned his back on it. You see? They've not only turned their back on it, but they're trying to, I would think, figure out a way to help the situation along. Maybe they have consulted someone to help them figure out what is happening. but it's definitely an issue with the truth. Let's put it this way, or perception of the truth, because that is what, yeah, it has to do with either a visit or a trip. This could even be, like I said, if this is related to a job issue, this could be, I don't know, having business travel. That it's maybe it was like doing a deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there were some terms in there that you really didn't sit well with, because this card can not only mean a success, it can also speak to arrogance and vanity. And if this is a relationship or romantic relationship situation, in a sense, it says that it was successful, and it is about sex. It was about sex. It is about someone's deepest desires, those things probably that they don't want to bring up in the light of day. And now those things are exposed to them. And they're gaining some clarity, perhaps, on what it is that they really want. But it also speaks to, this card speaks to someone's sensitivity. Maybe their feelings are changing around this because there's been a breakup, or someone left, or there's a separation. If this was a contractual issue, then, you know, because this card speaks to this is about ego sometimes. And this could, like I said, it speaks to like some kind of control. The person wants to have some kind of control, and through the use of wanting to have control, they've made a mess of things. I want to see what the Hermit is all about. This is a very, very odd spread. I think this is someone reviewing some type of event in the past that was positive, and we have the Hermit looking at this. Like there was an offer that came in, but it created a whole bunch of havoc. Maybe the person couldn't deal with it. Anyway, it's really looked at and being viewed from a very deep level, because sometimes this card can mean a deeper understanding. So, but as we can see, this card is the card of solitude and privacy. So perhaps someone needs that right now as they look back over this event. It also speaks to communication. But because the Hermit, this tells me that there has been no communication. And perhaps in one respect, this is a good thing with the Consolante Sorpresa. It's like it's saying that it was a partial success. And if that's the case, it's a partial success, but it was a partial success based on a lie. Okay? I don't know what the hell that means, but that message just came to me. Let's see what the Star and the Page of Pentacles have to say together. I don't know, people. Remember, okay, this card is about a reunion or a meeting, but it can also be about a job interview. So this card, this spread could be speaking about a lot of different things. You know, if you recognize the situation, great. If you don't, great. I really don't honestly understand what the cards are trying to tell me. They're trying to tell me something, but it's very, very disjointed, and I can't quite pick it up. But this is someone who's, again, as I say, gaining some clarity over this situation. They're really giving it some thought. And as you can see, we have the Hermit here. We have the Man of Thought. We have someone turning his back on something that has been presented to him. But it's like I said, it's now as though maybe he has regrets. I don't know. But there's some clarity coming about this. And there should be perhaps some type of resolution or a counter offer coming. And perhaps this is why we have the Two of Wands, because now you're standing at a precipice and you have a choice that you have to make. Do I do things the same old way and go back, or do I change the course of events or the outcome because I choose to do something different? This really looks like a free will kind of thing. I'm extremely perplexed by this line, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Devil, and this line of the Hermit, the reverse Seven of Swords, and the Devil. That's a very, very perplexing line to me. Let's see if the Two of Wands can tell us something. And then we're going to try to sum this up quickly with an angel answer card. A relationship of trust, an old friend or a confidant, someone who's been faithful and immutable in their trust and confidences. But now that person perhaps walking away from the situation. This could be anything. Let's see. They're walking away because someone is refusing to budge. There's an inability to act, constraint. Let's see if I don't even know any advice to give you from this spread because I'm very, very perplexed by it. Let's just see if maybe the angel answers can, I don't even know what they can do. Let's see. Well, this kind of clears it up in one respect. It says romance. So perhaps some of you are in this situation where you have discovered there's been some deception on someone's part. Maybe you yourself have deceived someone in terms of the why you want to be with that person, or the way you presented yourself, or what it is that you really want out of the relationship. I really don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. I can't tell you how. I don't see an outcome. The cards are not giving me an outcome at this point. This is a very, very enigmatic kind of a reading. And as I say, I'm extremely perplexed. Very, very perplexed by these cards here. This is quite perplexing to me. I don't understand what the cards are saying. I have literally no idea. And what's funny is that I feel like I know what they're saying. I know that they're trying to tell me something. I'm just not able to pick up on a coherent message. Well, that's what I have for you. I hope that helped. This is the last reading before the eclipse, and I'll be back, I guess, next week maybe. All right. In the meantime, namaste.